Before we start the video, I just want to thank you guys for your support over the past year or so. It really means a lot to me, and by liking and subscribing to this video, you're helping this video spread to those people who do need it and are in need. Obviously, the more likes and subs it gets, the more people see the video and the more people get the help. At the end of this video, I'll be giving you some key takeaways and things you can be doing right now to start curing your brain fog, so stay tuned. Hey guys, if you're going through anything like I am, then your life must be pretty shitty right now. You're probably feeling clouded and forgetful, clumsy. Things you used to enjoy like reading books or watching movies, they don't really bring you that excitement anymore. You find it tough to follow plot twists, or you keep going back on the same page while you're reading a book. You walk into a room forgetting why you went in there in the first place, or unlock and open your phone and forget what notification you were going to check or who you were going to message. You have constant head pressure that won't go away, blurry vision, feels like you put on a pair of your grandpa's glasses, and sometimes the ground seems to just move or drop beneath you. You're restless, confused, and your mind is full of fog that can last anywhere from 4 hours to weeks, months. You feel unrested and you feel like you're high all the time almost. I felt all those things all day, all the time. My brain felt frozen, and the clarity I once had seemed to be a distant memory. And I felt hopeless. I felt like there was no one to go to, and I was just getting brushed off everywhere I went. I kept thinking, why am I like this? What did I do to cause this? So I did what any other millennial in the year 2020 would do. I went straight to the internet and down the rabbit hole. And what came up were things like MS, Lyme's disease, the big C, like everything. And it just made things worse. I went from having a lack of information to being overwhelmed with information in which I couldn't distinguish which was true or which was false. One night while I was having a major brain fog episode, I decided to post a video of me going through it on YouTube. The following morning when I woke up, I had a comment in which the person asked if I ever had a sleep apnea test. Now, I had been feeling tired and fatigued throughout the day for about a year, maybe a year and a half, even feeling like I had to fall asleep while I was driving on the road. Taking multiple naps throughout the day, just tired of nowhere, even when I had like 8 or 9 hours of sleep. So I thought, hey, this is definitely a possibility. I got referred to a sleep clinic, and when I went there, the doctor there told me that some of the side effects of sleep apnea were what I was experiencing with brain fog, where you feel forgetful, the short-term memory loss, and just feeling tired overall and just unable to even get your words out, slurred speech. I've been having a lot of slurred speech. And she also told me that it caused brain damage, and that a way that you could restore this brain damage, or most of it, was to use CPAP therapy. So they set me up with a machine to go home and find out if I had sleep apnea. That came back positive, so I got a CPAP. That was like last year around March. I didn't start really using the CPAP until October, November really. And I was using it for like 2 hours a night, 1 hour a night. And I'd say this past month, I've been using it for a solid 5 to 8 hours a night. And I do see a difference. I feel about 40 to 50% better than I did. Things are more clear. I'm slurring my words less. Obviously, if you see comparison from that video to now, I don't feel like my brain fog is lasting all day anymore, although it is still pretty slow for me to recall anything. Like, if I'm at a store, I'll forget a simple thing, or I'll forget like the actor's name that I was just talking about yesterday, which I know some of these things are common, but if you're someone with brain fog, you know exactly what I'm talking about. At the same time, I got sent to a neurologist by my doctor. He wanted me to kind of rule everything out, and I was just happy to have somebody helping me. So the neurologist had me get an ambulatory EEG. They put all these wires on your head and you wear them for like 48 hours. They wanted to make sure I wasn't having seizures or that I had epilepsy. I did that, came back negative. So I was like, okay, in the clear. I had a CT scan the following year or two ago, which you guys know about, an MRI. But the MRI I had was not clear enough, according to the neurologist. So they sent me for another MRI in what they call like a 3 Tesla battery machine. That's been 3 weeks. I haven't got a call back. I don't know. I'm praying that it's good, but I haven't got a call back with that. And the last thing I've done is I've gone to see a naturopath. And at the naturopath, she brought up something that really connected with me and I think might be playing into the brain fog. So she told me that a lot of what I was experiencing could be caused by the gut and something called leaky gut or a Candida overgrowth. I did a little bit of research after seeing her, and there's a lot of people who have suffered from brain fog for years due to a gut issue. So as of January 1st, I've started this Candida diet. And you can get all the information at the Candida diet website. I'll leave it in the description. But it just reduces any foods that cause inflammation. Going with that, I'm also taking probiotics. So I want to see what this does. I'm not sure if the sleep apnea was causing my brain fog or if the sleep apnea was making the brain fog worse that I already had from the gut situation. And I'd been dealing with like gut issues for the past 2 years. Like everything I ate, I was always sensitive. I'd eat something and have this rush to my head where I just feel like super high when I ate, or I'd feel super exhausted, or I'd have a headache. And yeah, like everything I ate, unless I ate like, I don't know, something really bland, like a plain piece of chicken, like my stomach was screwed. So there's a high chance that it could be due to Candida overgrowth or leaky gut. So what do we got, right? What are we left with here? And what is the takeaway for you guys from what I just told you? You guys got to get checked out, and you got to find out, you got to eliminate things. So the first thing I would say to look at is your sleep. If you have a partner that is in bed with you and they can check on you, ask them if you're stopping breathing throughout the night, like if you're like plugging up and then releasing, because that's something that was happening to me. Go to a doctor, tell them you want a sleep apnea test. Monitor yourself. Are you feeling tired throughout the day even when you've slept 8, 9, 10 hours? Like you need to check on that. 7 hours even. Like you shouldn't be tired around noon if you slept 7 hours the night before. Look at your gut. Look at your gut health. Like, have you been having gut issues? Or are you on a diet that is high in inflammatory foods? Like, that could be an issue. And also another thing is, it could also be ADHD. I mean, I was diagnosed with ADHD in my early 20s. I never really did anything about it as far as taking any kind of medicine or prescription pills or, down that avenue. Kind of dealt with it holistically. I do a lot of deep breathing because of the depersonalization and derealization I've dealt with in the past. I started exercising in the past little while, so I've tried to deal with it that way. There was a night where I was having a brain fog episode. It was actually after that video, and I went to the hospital. I was in the emergency room, and trust me, I have been to the emergency room in the past 8 years. No, less than that. Let's say the past 6 years. I've been to emergency room at least over a dozen times for sure. Just from like crazy brain fog, depersonalization, just thinking something was gonna happen to me, anxiety attacks in the past, which I got over. And the doctor, when I went in there, he said, have you ever thought that maybe something that's happening mentally could be manifesting itself physically? And he said, do you have anything mentally going on that could be causing this? And I said, well, yeah, I suffered with ADHD most of my youth and now adult life, and also I have OCD, which are two things that I've never clinically dealt with, but I've worked on myself. So that could be something too, like it could be OCD and ADHD, and I'll be making videos on both those at a later time. So guys, just monitor these things, get checked out. If you have these resources to be able to go to a doctor and get some of these tests done, this is something you're gonna wanna do. Also try things like vitamin B12 and D3. I would start taking those right away. For anything to do cognitively, I would take B12 and D3 right away. If you're not doing that, start doing that now. That's definitely gonna help you out. That helped me out from the get-go. I mean, it's not worlds apart. It didn't change my life, but I did get a B12 test and it ended up I had low B12. So started taking that, did feel a bit better, mixed with the CPAP therapy. I'm about 50, 60% better, and now I'm working on the gut health thing. We'll see where this goes. But I love you guys. I want you guys to get better, and I'm here to support you. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.